Hi, it's Taylor. Thanks for tuning into my channel today. I'm going to talk about boundaries today. Now, I put a poll out on Twitter and asked for people's feedback on what they wanted to hear. So, boundaries won, and I think it's a really important topic, one that comes up a lot when I'm speaking with people professionally, but also it's just something that's really important in relationships, and we periodically need to have a review of these types of topics so that we can kind of check in with ourselves and make sure that we're cognizant of how we are taking care of ourselves. And basically that's a huge part of what boundaries are. It's about self-care. It's about clarifying and establishing our own personal identities. So it's something that we should actually have sorted out, from a younger age. It develops over time as we are parented, and we develop a sense of identity, a sense of what we need, the needs that we need met, and how we go about doing that as separate from our parents, our siblings, our classmates, and our significant others. So one, it's about our identity and creating that sense of individualism, who we are as compared to who somebody else is, right? So if we're thinking about our identity as a child or a sibling in our family of origin, it's going to be something different to who those other family members are. And one of the words that we use in clinical terms in therapy is called enmeshment. So enmeshment happens in families when family members are too close. And so that's another example of a boundary. I hope I'm not going to kind of tangent too much, but basically there are three different layers or levels to boundaries, and there are rigid boundaries, there are loose boundaries, and there are healthy, clear, appropriate boundaries. And so enmeshment is talking about boundaries that are not healthy, and it's boundaries that are too loose. So basically when boundaries are too loose, think about them as some kind of barrier. And that barrier is so loose that there's no separation between the people involved. And so enmeshment is like this. They're so close, you can't tell them apart. They just seem very clingy and needy to each other, and whatever one wants, the other wants, that they just seem to like the same things, dress the same way, eat the same food. It's just absolutely a mirror image of each other. There are other types of relationships that we can talk about too, whether it's a professional relationship or it could be student-teacher relationship. And the reason why it's also important to talk about boundaries in those types of relationships is because you can see how at work you can absolutely feel obligated to just grind out those hours and not have a boundary for yourself where you're able to say no. It is important to find a way to have your own needs met and not just be thinking about the obligations at work and creating some separation between your work life, your professional life, and your personal life. So another way that I like to define what boundaries are, other than finding your identity, and two, meeting your needs, but also it's a way to establish and maintain and regulate our best optimal functioning. So it is about our health and vitality, mental health, emotional well-being, physical health, all of the ways that health plays out in our lives. It's important to know how to recalibrate, reset, and create that equilibrium, right? And so the boundaries are the structures that we put in place in order to function at our best, in order to have flexibility, in order to have freedom, and to be able to flow with our lives, whether it's working or doing our hobbies, putting time into our relationships. It could be the things that we need to do, that we want to do for our self-care, whether it's getting outside into the sunshine or going to exercise and getting to the gym, eating well, what you spend your money on. It could be lots of different ways that you can put these boundaries into place. The more you can make your needs your wants, the healthier you're gonna be. And one of the things that spurred this topic for me was with a client, and lots of clients bring this up. She didn't necessarily point it out, but something that I see a lot of times is when when someone really feels that they always have to be on, they always have to be working, they always have to be providing or doing things of service for other people, and not able to stop and just be present with themselves, just enjoy the moment, just not do anything in particular. And that's when you can really check in with yourself, and whether you're writing in a journal, you're doing your meditation, you're stretching, you're doing yoga, you're going for a walk, whatever it is that works for you. Listening to music is another one. It could be another kind of hobby that doesn't require too much, requirements, but maybe just relaxation and peace of mind. You're not doing it because you have to do it for somebody else, but it's something that you want to do and helps you feel calm and serene, and clears that space in your mind for you to be able to breathe and just have some time for you, because you have to make that time a priority to reset. You're never going to have nothing to do. There's always going to be responsibilities that you have to take care of. It's just about creating that flow that allows you to press on the gas, press on the brake, and feel like you have a good balance in your life. And there are going to be times when you accelerate and you really, really work hard. And so you have to have fluidity and resilience to the various stressors of life. And different types of relationships have different types of boundary systems. So whether that's a family relationship, a romantic relationship, a work relationship, those are going to fluctuate depending on the context. But knowing that in each type of relationships, you're going to have to attend to the types of boundaries that you are promoting, and hopefully optimizing your experience of that so that you are not just surviving, but you're thriving in your life. And recognizing that those boundaries are indicators of your own personal preferences, of how to meet your own needs. It's creating space between you and other people that you absolutely need in order to maintain yourself and all that your identity entails, because you are important separately from all of the other relationships that you have as well. Even though those are important too, and being connected to other people and having obligations and responsibilities are also very important as well. But you have to make sure that you pair that with prioritizing you. So I hope that was helpful today, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, and feel free to look at all the episode notes and reach out if you need me for a one-to-one coaching call. Ciao!